This is a special use case. An international standard is listed in the class 2 of the IEC text, and an EN equivalent does exist for this international standard. However, the EN equivalent is not up to date. In other words, not all the IEC projects have been adopted in CENELEC. Let's make this more clear by means of this example. So you have looked for EN equivalents for these, and you found that there are EN equivalents, but not for all amendments. So what do? How do you complete your annex array? First, you list the references as they are stated in the class 2. The A1 is mentioned in the class 2, so you add it here. And the A2 as well on separate rows. You add the title in the third column. And then, so again, you have looked for the EN equivalent. You found there is an HD, which is the equivalent for this one. There is also an HD, which is the equivalent for this one, but there is no equivalent for the A2. The A2 has not been adopted in CENELEC, meaning the HD has not been updated, and this makes it therefore more appropriate to apply the IEC standard instead of the EN equivalents. So you would delete this and you would leave these cells empty. You would not add a dash. Why? Because a dash indicates no EN equivalent exists, which is not the case here. They do exist, but you simply want to use the IEC standard instead of the EN equivalents, so you leave these cells blank.